Hi, Arrow. Giorgio here.
Oh my God, dude, it is so fun to always share a conversation with you.
Hi.
You know, one of the things that's great about what you're doing is that you are opening us up to the truth of what's out there.
Well, thank you very much. And, there are certain question marks that we still have to which the great mainstream says that we have all the answers to. And the truth of the matter is we don't. We might have partial answers, but not everything has been answered so far.
But see, that's the importance of you. You're the one that takes that question mark and says, let me dig in a little bit here.
Yes, and and it really is an amazing exploration of what might have been and could have been. And I always look also at the connection between ancient times and modern times, because whatever we see up in the sky right now, I think are some of the same guys that were with us 5,000 years ago.
Are we talking even like this so-called second moon that we're supposed to be experiencing in the weeks ahead?
So that is an interesting question, but some things can be explained with ordinary astronomy. That there are trabants out there that come into our orbit every once, or into our elliptical orbit every once in a while. So some things are natural, some are not. But for example, the James Webb Telescope recently saw something that's apparently approaching Earth, and it'll be here around 2037. So what is that all about? And, those are the types of questions that these anomalies that I love exploring.
I've always believed, and I'm a quack, I get it, but I believe that AI technology, it's the ancient aliens using their gifts that they're bringing into this area so that we can smarten up on this end.
Well, okay. So to a certain extent, I agree with your observation, but to smarten up, that's a bit, I'm not so sure about this, because of AI in the last year or so, myself and my colleagues, we've been receiving a lot of, new photos of proof of ancient aliens, like, some ancient tribe or a present tribe from the 1910s and 1920s standing next to an alien, and the photo is old and sepia colored, and people are like, there's the evidence, here it is. Yeah. Well, you do a Google reverse image search and you'll realize it's a fake AI creation. So we need to really pay attention to this, because otherwise we really won't be able to tell anymore what's real and what's fake. So the whole AI thing, we are at a very interesting junction in our time of civilization, I think.
Would the average person even recognize an extraterrestrial?
So that's a wonderful question, because do ants know if we stand next to an anthill? Yeah. I mean, they might see a shadow, they might feel our vibration as we walk by, but do ants have any conscious understanding that humanity exists? And I don't have the answer, by the way, I really don't. But what we're proposing is that some extraterrestrial civilizations are so far advanced technologically that they can, for all intents and purposes, appear to be invisible in front of us. And by the way, we are heading in that direction, because we are now creating invisibility cloaks and things like that. So imagine that technology 10, 20, 30 years from now, we'll be able to do something like that. And so now imagine a civilization that's 100,000 years older than us. I mean, their technology could be the equivalent to magic, so to speak.
See, that's every bit the reason why I'm so excited that we're making our way back to the moon, and then we're going to go to Mars, because I think there's going to be a connection with an ancient alien somewhere out there.
That's so awesome that you say that we're going back to the moon and that we're going to Mars, because there's some people out there now saying that we've never been to the moon and things like that, and that even I have to say, get a grip. Yeah. Of course we've been to the moon. In fact, my colleague Eric von Daniken is wearing Buzz Aldrin's watch that he wore on the moon. And so, it's very important to understand that these things take time, a lot of effort and collaborative efforts. But I do think that once we are on Mars, we will discover that perhaps we are not the first.
You know, what's really interesting when we talk about the first, we just recently had that space mission, the first real people up in space taking a walk. What would happen if some of those travelers up there are taking their first journey and, oh, there's the Earth?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really tremendous. I mean, we live in some of the most exciting times because back in the day, in order to go to outer space, you had to go, and become an astronaut with NASA and things like that. And now even private citizens get to go, like the first space tourist, if I remember correctly, with Dennis Tito in the early 2000s, late 1990s. And he visited the ISS and he was up there for, 5 days or something. And that was incredible. And now we get to do spacewalks. And I think the whole thing will be like, remember when VCRs used to be $3,000 and now VCRs you can get one for $20. So I think space travel will also go in that direction where, yes, at first it'll be ridiculously expensive. But I think 50 years from now, just like going on a cruise, you will be able to go on a cruise in outer space. And that would be wonderful.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I know that we put a lot of focus on everything up there, but you're also one of very few people that really puts focus on underground structures as well. And that to me is where the story is. I love what's beneath our feet.
Yeah, there is a place in Turkey called Derinkuyu, and it's an underground facility that has been cut out of the bedrock. It is ancient. I mean, it's dating to BC, and it has 16 stories. And the archaeologists are saying that up to 30,000 people at one point lived underground. Well, why did they go underground? What were they hiding from? And in my opinion, they were hiding from an aerial threat. And back then, we're told there was no aerial threat. And so, what's going on? Anybody that can go and visit Derinkuyu should. It's one of the wonders of the world, really.
Wow. Where can people go to find out more about what you're doing, about History Channel's Ancient Aliens? I mean, you're going in there to explore, and we tap into what you share.
Well, there's two things that the audiences can do right now. On Monday, October 7th, on the History Channel, we'll start Ancient Aliens Origins, which is a special exploring, the past 15 years of ancient aliens. And then we're also on tour with Ancient Aliens Live. And so it's a stage show where you can meet some of your favorite contributors of Ancient Aliens, in this case, myself, Jason Martell, William Henry, Nick Pope, David Childress. And so, it's a fun night out for the whole family. So come on down and see us. You'll have fun.
I love where your heart is. It's always about giving to the people. And I just love what you do.
Well, thank you so much, Arrow. And this was an absolute pleasure having this discussion.
Well, you have a brilliant day today, okay, sir?
You too. Thank you. All right.